Well, hello there. In today's menu we have delicious macaroni casserole, also known as macaroni casserole. And if there's any trusting in Google Translator, it's also macaroni box, which I think is a bit rough translation and not even close to what it's supposed to be. So I think we have to go with macaroni casserole. That's the most common name for this food. But anyways, this is quite traditional food, at least here in Finland. And I remember when I was in school, we always waited for the day when we would have macaroni casserole for lunch. So we are talking about pretty meaningful dish here. And today we are cooking it almost the traditional way, but we have nice little twists here and there, so we add some nice flavors that may not usually be there in macaroni casserole. But hey, enough of this chit-chatting of mine, because as you see, we are already cooking it. So, first thing we have to do is to take 2 onions and 2 solo garlics and slice and dice them into small pieces. Also at this point, heat your pan up to high heat and throw some canola oil there, about 2 to 3 tablespoons. And when the pan is hot and you have sliced and diced your onions and garlics, throw them into the pan, into the oil, and saute them for a while. And here we take a little closer look and we see we have our macaroni boiling there in salty water. There's about 400 grams of macaroni and our onions and garlics. So we just basically fry them on the high heat in that oil until they are turning to brownish, maybe golden brown color. And next we will add some ground beef in there. And for this casserole we use 800 grams of ground beef. So just throw them in there with the garlics and onions and chop them in little pieces, nice and evenly. And so we basically just chop them to as little pieces as possible and fry them in the high heat with that onion and garlic, as long as it takes to get them well cooked. And actually at this point we are starting to add some new flavors here. Well, I don't know, is this any new flavor? Maybe quite traditional, but nevertheless important. And it is butter. And we add about 50 grams of butter there, and actually this gives us nice thick flavor to our ground beef. And it's absolutely super important ingredient in this casserole. And a reminder at this point that you don't have to use ground beef necessarily here. You can also use ground pork or ground pork and ground beef mixture. I think the ground pork, ground beef mixture is quite common to use in the casserole, but I like to use ground beef here, so that's usually my choice. And hey, we are heading for the seasoning, so first we throw there some dried thyme and dried onion powder, each 1 tablespoon, then some black pepper 1 tablespoon and oregano 1 tablespoon. And last but not least, we add 1 tablespoon of salt also. And with this amount of salt I can almost hear those screamings of some of you that you can't put that much salt in there. But actually I can, and I did it. But you don't have to. You can use a little less salt, like 1 teaspoon or something. It's your choice also. But I have to remind you at this point that we have so plenty of this casserole, so we can add, I think we can add that 1 tablespoon of salt, because soon we will be adding this ground beef mixture to macaroni, and we are adding some milk egg mixture there also, and they are not seasoned at all except a little amount of salt in those macaronis. So this ground beef mixture have to be super flavorful. And therefore we can also use that much of salt. At least I think so. But enough of salt and enough of talking about salt. And as you noticed probably, we added some tomato sauce in there, and to be precise, we added 800 grams of tomato sauce. So this gives us nice tomato flavor there all over the casserole. And this next one is quite interesting because we are squeezing fresh lemon juice of half a lemon in there. And this lemon thing is something you don't find on those traditional macaroni casserole recipes, but I think it fits perfectly in this casserole. And in the end result, it doesn't taste so much like lemon, but it's in the background, just enough. And of course, if you want it to taste more like a lemon, you can squeeze another half of a lemon there, and of course grate some lemon zest in there. And you get probably nice, good lemon flavors also in the end result. But this amount of lemon is just enough for our recipe today. And as you probably already see with your eyes, we are doing that egg milk mixture, which is actually important part of this recipe. So we take 3 eggs and break them into the bowl. Then we add some milk, and we added 1 deciliter, another deciliter, 3rd deciliter, maybe 4th deciliter, and that's it. And then we add some couple of more eggs in there. And now you may wonder why on earth did we first put 3 eggs, then milk, then 2 eggs. Well, that's because I forgot that we had 5 eggs in this recipe. I had written it on the paper and luckily I checked out. I remembered it was 3, but I checked and it was 5, so that's my mistake. But hey, let's do a little recap here. So for the frying, first you need 2 tablespoons of canola oil, then 2 onions and 2 solo garlics chopped into little pieces, then 800 grams of ground beef, 50 grams of butter, and then the seasoning. We use dried thyme, onion powder, black pepper, dried oregano and salt, and 1 tablespoon of each one of those. Then we added 800 grams of tomato sauce. We squeezed half a lemon juices in there. Then we made egg milk sauce, and in there we put 5 eggs, not 3 but 5. Then 4 deciliters of milk. And the macaroni part, just boil about 400 grams of macaroni in a little salted water, and that's it. And then, as you see, just put all of them into the big massive casserole and just mix them carefully. And then next we are putting it into the oven. Actually this oven thing is, I don't know how to pronounce it. I got feedback when I said oven. Apparently it is not pronounced as oven. So I don't know, one of those tricky English words for me. But let's put it in the oven. Did I get it right this time? Oven, 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 oven. I don't know, these pronouncings are so hilarious. Like I said, tricky English. Well, let's go on. This is super important part also. Grated Parmesan cheese. This finishes our delicious macaroni casserole. And then we do it. We put it in the oven for about 1 hour, 200 Celsius. It's about 400 Fahrenheit. And after this, we have a delicious macaroni casserole ready. But actually soon we will be still adding a couple of ingredients. But this is what it looks like when it has just come out of the oven. Let's pile it up on the plate, and of course you can enjoy this the traditional way, so just throw some ketchup in there, mix it and enjoy. Or you can do it my way, just add some more of grated Parmesan cheese and some chopped fresh parsley. This one is delicious. Then enjoy. Hey, thanks for joining me in this video, and we'll see you on the next one. And of course, if you want to see more of my videos on your YouTube feed, feel free to subscribe. Thank you, bye.